Tony in Customer Obsession, Think, Ownership, and Community Builder of the Year. 3 nominations for Nilesh Waghela in Untrust, Hero of the Year, and Deliver Trust. And Adit Modi from User Group Vadodara for Insist on the Highest Standard. And User Group Vadodara was nominated for User Group of the Year.
Anybody know, I think, except Ashish sir, anybody know what are these categories? Why they choose these categories? La categories શા માટે આવી રાખી છે? Except Ashish sir. તમે હમણાં જ એક કરો છો. And anybody know why this category is like that? એવું કેમ રાખ્યું એમણે કે like customer obsession, ownership,
Amazon core value.
These are all
Correct.
Amazon leadership principles.
Exactly. So it's called Amazon leadership principle, and they want all either heroes, community builders, or community leader possess this kind of quality. So 10 એમને નોમિનેટ કરે, 10 કેટેગરી છે, 16માંથી 10 કર્યા છે લીડરશિપ પ્રિન્સિપલ, અને એમાં એક એક્રોસ ધ વર્લ્ડ એપીજેસીમાં બધાને એવોર્ડ આપેલા છે. થેન્ક્સ.
Thank you, sir. And I am truly honored to receive the AWS Leadership Award in the Ownership category. This recognition motivates me to keep contributing, learning, and growing with the amazing community. Next slide. This is next slide. Award ceremony. Next slide. This is with the Indian flag. It's a very proud moment for us. Next slide. AWS User Group Leaders Meetup. It's on 3rd December at Link Hotel. An unforgettable afternoon of global networking, knowledge sharing, and celebration with AWS User Group leaders from around the world. The meetup featured insightful talks, engaging breakout sessions, and moments of recognition for outstanding achievements. We are thrilled to share that the AWS User Group Ahmedabad was honored with a special award celebrating its 10th anniversary. This milestone reflects a decade of innovation, collaboration, and community building, and we are immensely proud of this achievement. Mona and Ridhima extended their heartfelt wishes to us for our 10th year achievement. These are the group completed 10 years. Next slide. Yes, this one. Play.
Congratulations to Ahmedabad User Group completing 10 years. Amazing work. Thank you.
Next slide. A big thank you to everyone who has been part of this incredible journey. Here's to contributing to inspire, connect, and grow as a global community. Next slide. AWS Community Builders Gathering Party on 3rd December at Badivee. What an incredible evening, bringing together all AWS community builders in one place. The gathering was filled with excitement, networking, and fun as I finally got to meet in person and share our experiences. A highlight of the evening was a fun game, which is organized by Jason Du, who distributed tickets with numbers of all the bidders, and 4 lucky winners were selected through random draws and awarded amazing prizes. The night continued with delightful dinner, conversations, networking, and it was a very fantastic opportunity to connect, learn, and celebrate being a part of vibrant community. Thank you, AWS, for making this evening unforgettable. And now, Nilesh Wagela will share more about Heroes Gathering.
So, good evening all. I would like to share a few things actually, which is very important, and why we are together over here. અને ખાસ તો એટલા માટે કે I'll try to speak in Gujarati also. મિક્સ કરીશું આપણે ગુજરાત છે તો ગુજરાતી બોલે તો ચાલશે વાંધો નહીં આવે. Though I am also comfortable in English, no worries about it. But આપણે થોડીક વાર ગુજરાતીમાં બી વાત કરીએ તો વાંધો નહીં થાય. So what I believe is AWS gives very good importance to the communities. એટલે આપણે એક બે વિડીયો ક્લિપ જોઈએ એમાં ખ્યાલ આવશે. Matt Garman is a CEO. So we'll see like what his view. So you can see in his word, it's in keynote actually. Keynote 25,000 લોકો in person હતા, an extended of 40,000 people, and approximately 4 lakh people. 4 lakh people were online. એવું ગણો કે 4 લાખ અને 60,000 લોકો સામે કંઈક એમણે કમ્યુનિટી વિશે કીધું છે. લેટ્સ સી. I think 2 કે 3 મિનિટનું જશે. લેટ્સ સી. પ્રોબબ્લી 2 કલાકની એમની જે કીનોટ હશે એમાં 2 મિનિટનું જશે, બટ લેટ્સ સી.
Now, reInvent has something for everybody. It has
So,
stuff
technical
for
details.
technologists, for executives, for partners, students, and more. But at its core, reInvent is a learning conference really dedicated to builders and specifically to developers. In fact, one of the first things that I did when I took over this role was to spend a little bit of time with our AWS.
So you can see on keynote, in starting only like around 10 minutes only, he started doing something on. Actually, Matt Garman has given his first presentation as a CEO of AWS with the Hero Summit. I was there in that part, and we are not knowing actually that Matt Garman આવશે અને અમને એડ્રેસ કરશે. It was a surprise for all heroes. અને ત્યાં જોશો તો દેખાશે. So he's mentioning he started his CEO first talk as in front of heroes. So next, જવાબ આવે.
AWS heroes. Shout out to the heroes, and I believe we're sitting over here. I can hear them already. Our heroes are some of our most dedicated and passionate AWS developers. Thank you so much. And the way the whole AWS developer community has grown is really incredible. We now have 600 user groups all around the world, spanning 120 different countries. And the entire AWS community is many millions all around the world. And one of the great things about that community is we get feedback.
Okay, so we can see the importance of
reInvent
community
has
for
something for
AWS.
everybody.
Right? Matt Garman CEO himself is speaking about community. He's a amazing community. બધાને thanks speak કર્યું છે from the stage of keynote. So that's thanks to all of us, all of you. And આટલું પૂરતું નથી, right? It's not enough. So probably everybody know Warner Vargas? No or yes?
Yes.
Okay, Warner Vargas, those who don't know who is Warner Vargas, he's a very popular guy, and he is a CTO of Amazon.com. So Amazon and AWS, I think, synonyms કહી શકાય તો નહીં. There are certain services you can see Amazon, something AWS, right? So Amazon has contributed a lot of things in AWS. ત્યાં test bed બનાવીને જે ઘણી બધી વસ્તુ ત્યાંથી ટેસ્ટ થઈને બહાર આવે છે. So Warner Vargas has also mentioned communities in his keynote also. He's one of the most popular guy for technical communities. Can you get small clips? Sorry, now technical problem, we'll sort it out. It's 1 minute.
But I'm pretty sure you have your lessons here as well. And I, as always, actually really would like to compliment the heroes in the audience. Because the heroes are a group of people that continuously share their lessons with the rest of the world and build communities. Heroes, can you please stand up? Where are you?
I don't stand up there.
Oh, yeah. There are now 257 heroes on the 53 different continents. They're the feet on the ground that help everybody else be successful on our platform. Please listen to them, engage with them, because they have lessons to tell you that are valuable in building your own systems. Now, they're sharing their lessons.
Okay, so you can see like a lot of lessons in community. The community innovates how you AWS manage it, and that's you can reflect both the keynotes. And this is across 3 to among probably 4 keynotes. Big keynotes from the community mentioned देखा है, and that's something amazing, right? So there are a lot of activity they have planned. People has already mentioned everything, but keynote પછી હંમેશા અમારી પાસે 4-5 કલાકની મંડે કશું નહીં હોય, ટ્યુઝડે, વેનસડે and Thursday. Half day almost we have community activities. Those who are community leaders, or those who are community builders, and those who are heroes, probably we have a lot of things lined up there if you attend reInvent, right? તમને ઘણી બધી activity મળશે, and lot of swags also, right? અને જો કોઈ community builder અથવા તો community leader, if you are visiting reInvent next time, try to check community booth, community launch એ લોકોએ રાખી છે, and they will give you a time slot. તમારે 1 કલાક 2 કલાક 3 કલાક you have to stay on that community launch booth. People will come and you have to explain what is coming, right? And if you book your slot, you will get something like this, right? I got because I volunteered to that community booth. I was there for around we both. We spent around 2 hours there, and you will get this kind of swag. So it's wonderful experience basically as a community contributors. I also now request like a few people from tech holding. They also part of reInvent. They attended reInvent, so I request them to share their experience also. Please. They are our host also, so big thanks to them. Wonderful, host for us.
Thank you. First off, thank you for being here on Saturday evening. This is wonderful. The seats are full, so everybody will have a good time. So I'd like to start with basically introduction about technology. I'll not take more than 5 minutes. I'll give more time on main topic, which is DK from the reInvent. So to start with, so Techholding is actually a LA-based company, boutique consulting company. We call ourselves as boutique just because we have expertise in certain processes in certain domains. One of them is entertainment and e-commerce. So this company was started by 2 gentlemen named Azad and Vimo. They used to lead a team at MySpace, which used to be one of the first social media company during 2001 to 2011, and then they started with AXS, Ticketmaster, and all those companies. And in 2016, they started this company. So earlier they used to do only the CXO level consulting, and then by 2017, end of 2017, the full cycle consulting with 5 engineers initially, and then now we are about 250 or so. In terms of technology, like we are AWS partner for sure, and we have like 100 plus certified engineers. We have achieved this milestone this year, so our page on APN is also good now. So that's about company. This is our core values like transparency, integrity, expertise, dependability. We have our motto that all engineers, everybody should attend the customer call. There should be so there is a general style of consulting in offshore companies, like only the leads or only the handful of people attend customers meeting, but we are challenging them just because we stick to our core values, which is transparency, because our customers should know who is working on that product. We started visiting from India for last 2 years. I and Samir, as my engineering manager, we went last year. We were like 4 from us and a couple of engineers from US office. So we were a team of 10 engineers. We had a blast there. And mine and Diane and the team, all our solution architects, account managers, some of our customers, some of the potential customers, and a lot of planning. I don't know, anybody is planning for reInvent next year? There's an app called AWS Events. You need to plan them. So which sessions, like generally the people who are having like decent experience, they always try to attend 400 and 300 level sessions. Mainly the chalk talks, otherwise breakout sessions and everything you guys can attend on YouTube. So can you change the slide? Next one. Next one. Yeah. So we've been to multiple breakout sessions and then a lot of chalk talks. Like on an average, in like 4 days, we've been in 15, 16 sessions altogether. Personally, I visited all the SaaS series. How can you strategize your SaaS offering on AWS Cloud? What should be the tiering and what should be the pool and compute pool and what should be the dedicated pools and stuff like that. So that was awesome. And then one of the workshop, which is GenAI workshop, like the scene detection, which was one of the, I mean, I liked it the most because in like 3 hour long workshop, they actually showcased and made everybody working through the working solution of how can you do a contextual search on the video by dividing frame by frame videos into various AWS services like Bedrock and Recognize. So there was it, and then a couple of keynotes and announcements, new model, Nova, and so these are all like our prototypes. We did that with our team, and this was the expo, one of the showcase of manufacturing and IoT solution. So yeah, so this is about it. This is about our reInvent experience. It was definitely a good experience, and I'd like to thank User Group Ahmedabad community. I think this is first recap in India. I visited the website today. I think the second one is on January 11th in the world, and Ahmedabad is the first one. So kudos to everybody. Thank you. Guys.
So thank you to Tech Holding for providing this building and giving the nice setup. Right? All of you might agree that this is very nice setup for a meetup. Right? So kudos to the whole Tech Holding team. They were here for all the setup and also to provide this nice training. And we would like to provide a memento. All right. So,
Sorry guys. Sorry for interrupting, but this is trophy actually we got for 10th anniversary for 10 years completion of us actually. So it is all of us. You can take this selfie with this. It's wonderful. For 10th anniversary, 10 years is very long span actually, and we are continuously doing this with the support of local, all the volunteers and all the leaders. Right? So you can take a selfie with this. It's one of the very good achievement for us.
So, when we have heard about AWS reInvent from people and leaders and even from the table team, what is the first word that came to your mind? Innovation. Anything else? I've got one word. FOMO. Right? Fear of missing out. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great celebration, and it would be a proud to be there. But unfortunately, we were not there. Still, there is nothing left. The thing is that it was a great event with multiple sessions, full of knowledge, and the same knowledge we are going to have it today, right? And still, if you are not feeling the FOMO, let's see that how many things were there in the reInvent. So 60,000 plus attendees, right? We are around more than 100 here. Just think about it, 60,000, how much it would be? 400,000 plus watching keynotes online. I'm sure some of us might have done that. 900 plus sessions and 3,500 speakers. Right? So that's a lot of things. And on top of that, as Biswal mentioned, that there are team runs and hop-on tours. So it was a great fun, and the knowledge part that we discussed. Let's start with that. So first thing that we have on the books is AWS Management Console. But that's not new, right? Everybody has gone to AWS Management Console. There are new things. The AWS Management Console has gone to the beauty color and has got the updates. So I would like to request Mr. Nilesh Vagela to come on the stage and share those updates.
Very frankly speaking, this is not very huge one. Some people like this also, some people don't like also. You can talk, updates on comments on this actually. One of the best part now they have done is this QR. If you wanted to understand like what all these things are there, you can just scan and you will get open like blogs or related documents. So visual, the beautification is slightly highlighted, and if you see the sharp corner, now it is converts. That sharp corner is converted into round corners. So it's not that much, visually easily identifiable, but yes, it is some. There are some visual updates, some bright things, some bold, so it can be easily identified. તમે જો ઘણી જગ્યાએ જોશો તો ઘણા લોકોને નથી સારું લાગે કે આ રાઉન્ડ કોર્નર reduce the visibility. Sometimes some of the reasons they remove boundaries. You are not a block there. एक block બીજો block બીજો. Some of the places they remove the block. તમને આખું ફ્લો ક્લાસ છે એક જગ્યાએ check નહીં. So that was the first thing. Second is party lock. Everybody know party lock? Now for limitations, I think you have some free card or certain frequency afterwards. So now they have done daily frequency something they updated, and once it is updated, next day come the actually recharge pages, something like this. So that is something very important updates about party, right? The cost available you to divide the groups as to comparatively divide the times not. Otherwise monthly kamare pachi problem out. You have to get easily next day tomorrow carry forward. So that something, not credit, but next day पाँच recharge pays, something like this. So it's wonderful. Party rock हमने last time game पण करेंगे party rock, but we have marathon today, marathon technical things. We also meeting thanks to technology, they have arranged something of wonderful snacks, light food. So that is one thing. Thanks for that. Second thing, everybody will get some swag. So degree na jata apna swag like this. So that's something AWS arrange, something AWS community arrange. This is something AWS educate anybody interested in and non-profit organization, right? So AWS take an initiative. They have separated $100 million fund actually for any education initiative, right? So if you are an NGO and if you have something like probably you can see something lock and learn, right? This is just an example. So there are many companies who work for disabled people, very specific diversity education initiatives. They have separated a fund $100 million to support this kind of activities. So if you are working for non-profit or some government or something like this, different kind of education initiative, you can apply to get a fund also, right? So this is something AWS has taken initiative for this. So that's starting from my side. We have a lot of things to come. So over to you, Madam.
Storage, migration, and transfer services. And for that, I would like to invite Kapil Bharat.
A very good evening, everyone. It's nice to see the full house on the Saturday evening part. As initially was speaking, the has done so many announcements, and here we are just here to just brief on that part. So with reference to the storage, the migration, transfer services, there are total 19 announcements was done, and 11 the reInvent announcements were done. So we'll just talk on a very brief way what was existing and how the things has been approved in the new versions. So the very first with reference to the ST, that was like the data integrated protection. So just looking at the data integrated earlier, like whenever you are uploading any objects, there was a change in the checksums. So that was happening manually in the client side applications. Now with the introduction of this new announcement, the SDK has given us some automation, which is doing the automatically calculations of all the checksums. So the manual interventions which was happening earlier, now it's not required. Even like when we have a large files to be uploaded, it is very difficult to trace the individuals of their objects, whether they've been integrated properly or not. Now with the new use of this SDK, that is happening automatically. That's a major advantage that you don't need to look at the individual parts over here. As well as it's also been coming with the new algorithm. They were having the two algorithms and they come up with a very strong algorithm as well also. So the new algorithm which they have come with the CRC64 MMB on that part, and it's also allowing you to store the metadata, which was not happening earlier. So that is like the separate features that have been made in this one. We'll go ahead and look at the next part, that which they have made the storage browser for like Amazon S3. So as basically initially, whenever you want to connect with any client application, you need to have the manual implementation of this. Now, by introduction of this, they have provided a fully automated AWS Simplify UI as a part of the development, where you can do your own customizations. The fully customization is quite available with the help of this feature. Initially, the authentication and authorization were just happening with the client application. Now, they have given the authentications in the three ways. One is the AWS Simplify Authenticate. Second, they have given the AWS IAM Identity Center. And the third, they have given the IAM role with the access on S3 granting rules. So with the help of that, they have come up with this particular feature. Even if you are looking for a customization, they have given the two modes over here. One is the theming base, and another they have completely given to the storage browser. So whichever way you will be looking for, you can make selections on for the customization. Then something on like transfer config web application. So initially it was again we are having some manual integrations by having introduce of this basically they have fully managed no-code applications. Earlier it was happening with like the desktop or the like desktop client software, there are certain scripts are being written earlier. But with the help of this, they can fully manage no-code applications, user interface being provided. And here you can also just check about the specification like Amazon S3 bucket without the need of any of these sockets. So that was the huge the announcement which was done on this part. And then engineering as the storage is being used for the various tier storage classes. So one more storage class has been introduced. The important part they have come up with here they are we come up with the very lowest rate. So if you just make a comparison, so earlier the storage class was deliver lower cost storage and the cost has been reduced to 85 less than the FXS SSD storage and 20% less compared to the on-premises SSD over here. So that was a huge drastic change that they have done on the place of by introducing one tier. This earlier it was just providing the one single storage tier class. With the help of this, they provide the all three tier keys like the frequent, infrequent, and archive reserves. So all the way to cost and optimization is happening on automation. You don't need to be making any kind of intermediary. So data is going to be moved as per the like schedule requirement. Moving further, like this is like small demonstrations of that, like how you can go with that particular options. The options that have been provided here. You just need to select that option. Moving further, SP tables. So I am forwarding to my partner, the professor, please.
Thank you. So I say, so immediately you are a library, a library, which has almost thousands of books every day. So without a catalog, if you are asked to find a specific book, it will be really hard. So S3 tables, I mean, Amazon came up with a really good solution. So S3 tables is basically a digital library for your data. What it does, it stores all your data, all your tabular data, and creates a catalog. So what are the features? It basically handles all the groundwork. It stores your data in Apache Iceberg format. It handles the improve performance and indexes behind the scenes. There is really a good job for it as well. You can go there if you want to capture a screenshot. And apart from these, with these actually, your general AI solution that you use, with these you will be 2 times more faster, and because it also has asset properties, your transaction will also go, I think, 10 times more faster. If you are dealing with large scale data sets, it will be really helpful with your projects. Yeah, so on top of the S3 tab, so they also came up with a new feature, S3 metadata. For example, imagine that you are asked to find a photo in your smartphone and it doesn't have a search bar, right? You will have to scroll through all the photos and it will be a terrible situation for you. So same thing happens with S3. If you want to find a specific file out of millions or maybe trillions as well, it will be really painful. So S3 metadata, what it does, whenever you create, update or delete an object, it creates metadata. It stores like key, file size, and the class, storage class, and your user defined metadata fields as well. And it creates a Iceberg table out of it. So you can query using Athena or QuickSight or a lot of other seamless services integration they also has. So it becomes very easier because of that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you.
So I would like to explain one thing. Yeah. So there are few things this thing shows that whether it's what's more this particular feature is, whether it's a public preview or it's a only preview mode or whether it's GA, which is like generally available. So here you will be able to see that. Here you will be able to see whether it's available to all the regions or a specific region. So this particular thing is available into 3 regions only, and this whether it's an open source or private key. And then this is a QR code. If you want to read something more about this particular feature, you can scan this QR code and get to the details, right? So with that, we will move to the next topic. That's compute and containers. I would like to invite Mr. Dutta Mithani and Mr. Ashish Pilcher.
Good evening, guys. Now, myself Ashish Pitcher, and currently I'm working as a member of technical staff in Kochi, and my colleague is Dutta, he is also DevOps engineer in Packet. So today my topic is compute and container part. So in the recently recap event, there is like new instances are available. So let's explain one by one. Dutta is also explaining.
Launched by Amazon this time. There are a couple of updates. One is for the storage family, and the second one is for the GPU family. Next time. So we have 4 different instance families released this time. So first and second one are the I family, which is the storage optimized instance type. We have a couple of new releases this time. First one is AWS Graviton 4. As you know, AWS is the Graviton processor is AWS design, and similarly they have third generation AWS 90 SSD. Again, that is the AWS design system. And these are available in 2 regions. And the second one you see is i7-IP, which is Intel Xeon 5th generation processor, and it also has dual SSD and storage. So these 2 processors are storage optimized and they provide around 60 to 65% real-time storage processing performance and reduce I/O latency as well as I/O variability. So these 2 as compared to the previous generation. So if you see the first one i8G, so the previous generation was i4G, and as the name suggests, it is twice the capacity, so it can have maximum double the CPU and double the memory as compared to the previous generation. The next 2 are P5 and so P series is for AI/ML based workloads used for training the machine learning models as well as inference workloads. As you see, P5PN is using NVIDIA H200 Tensor Core GPUs. This particular instance size has 8 such GPUs connected amongst each other, and it is again it's more than 50-55% performance in machine learning training and inference workloads. And the last one is NVIDIA Blackwell GPU. That's still not released. NVIDIA has already announced that GPU, but it is going to be released in next first quarter of 2025. Once that is released, Amazon is going to release a new instance type for P6 that is going to be the next generation of NVIDIA GPU. So those 2 are used for machine learning AI/ML work. Okay, this is related to the EC2, which is the compute, but let's move on to the containers part, right? So how many of you have been using EKS containers? Containers as well? Okay, a few of you, right? So I am heavily using EKS and I'm daily working on containers, and one of the main challenges is there's a lot to configure, and it takes a lot to maintain and upgrade and maintain the EKS clusters. Sometimes I honestly feel like, was I actually born to just manage the EKS clusters or what? Is this the purpose of my life or what? So I heard Ashish Bhai has some good news for all the EKS administrators here. So Ashish Bhai, I'm waiting for you to share. I can't wait enough.
So recently, like new features also available, Amazon EKS mode in recap event. So like just I want to give an example. We are using the container. So currently currently my container version is a 1.29 and just about to move to the like 1.30 or 31. So here the options are available. In EKS mode, just you have to, there are two options available. Just you have to upgrade your container manually or automatically. Manually, just you have to go to the selector, your cluster, and option settings are available. Just toggle option are available. Just you have to enable this toggle option. Otherwise, you have to select the cluster and check the configuration. Like we need some pre-requisition, like subnet, VPC node, whatever. Let's give some small demo. So basically, in EK side, suppose my cluster is ready. So by default, you are also worried about the cluster size, all the plugins, and like suppose I want to use the autoscaler, to Ubuntu, CNI, VPN, everything is also available. So suppose I want to use the EKS mode. It also providing the automatically provision cluster infrastructure, dynamic scale resources, continuously optimize for work, and automatically update nodes. So these are the features. Let's go for one simple demo. So see, the first of all, just I want to launch simple EKS cluster using the 1.29 version. And now, just I want to upgrade this EKS cluster using the audit. See, the options are available. Just you have to enable this option and make sure, suppose I want to use the EKS auto mode, just you have to add a growth policy in IAM role node. Otherwise, it's not working because these are the pre-requisition. Like suppose I want to go to the standard or an extended set. So first of all, just you have to add this policy into the IAM role and directly your EKS are straight upgraded. See. Now, the next hybrid, let's just give an example in currently in tech only, like one data center is available. And my target is just I want to attach this data center to the EKS. So here there are the new features are available. Like I want to upgrade, like attach this on-premises network to the EKS. So we can directly using the EKS hybrid we are using it. But some of the prerequisites, like we need a direct connect VPC site to site network. VPC or multi is also required. So just I give an example. Here you can see these are the two hybrid nodes available. It's a on-prem. And just I want to connect to the EKS network, you can directly use the EKS. Now to the next topic also just I also hand over to Gurta.
This is a new service released by Amazon, that is Elastic VMware service for EBS. So how many of you are running workloads on VMware? Anybody? Yes, so for the benefit of the audiences who are not aware of what is a VMS, Elastic, VCF, that is VMware Cloud Foundation. So it's a private cloud platform where you can spin up your virtual machines on VMware technology. But for which the underlying infrastructure you have to manage, and it provides the elasticity and agility of cloud, but also the security of private cloud. Now, if you are running workloads on VMware, but you don't want to manage your underlying infrastructure, Amazon provides a new service where you can use the same VMware technology, same tools. It will provide you a ready-to-use environment on AWS, and an option to migrate all your VMware-based workloads to AWS. It will help you place your VMware-based workloads on Amazon VPC. So that's an added benefit. And obviously the underlying infrastructure will be managed by AWS. So you don't have to worry about it any further. So this new service is gives you two options. One is obviously usage from scratch, but obviously if you are already using it on-premise, it gives you the fastest and quickest and safest way to migrate those workloads to AWS cloud. And this service is not yet generally available. Still rolled out to pre-selected customers as of 2024, and they haven't really announced the date yet on when it will be generally available. But large customers with these VMware on-premise, they can use this service now. Okay, so this is another update on the compute part. Trainium 2. So this is the next generation. AWS has announced general availability of this next generation GPU chip. The earlier generation was Trainium 1, and this one you again use for AI and based workloads, training of new models as well as inference workloads. So as you can see, there are quite a few benefits. It is 3 to 4x faster, more memory, it provides more memory bandwidth and capacity as well, as compared to the previous generation that was Trainium 1. Now the instance type they have is they are having this. I'm not sure about this. There's only one instance type offering here, which has 16 such GPUs. So if you remember, in the previous slide I had mentioned there is a new instance type they are released where they were using 8 GPUs of NVIDIA H200 type. So here they are using Trainium 2 chip 16x. Okay, and that is obviously going to be much better in terms of performance. But there's also a new concept they have released called Ultra Server. Now this will have 64 such GPUs interconnected using neuron link interconnect. There is a concept where the chip will be interconnected with higher bandwidth and lower bandwidth. This particular Ultra Server's offering is targeted for frontier foundational models, which is the next level of the foundational models that we are experiencing. It is more based on targeting the general intelligence, which is much closer to human intelligence. So, if you have a very heavy model that is integrated with very large data, for that this Ultra Server specifically favors on. So, this is currently the most powerful offering from AWS. It is using Trainium 2, which is again designed by Amazon itself, and it also provides 30% cost benefit and performance benefit as compared to the NVIDIA one. So overall, it's the most powerful GPU available for you to train your AI models or also run your NVIDIA. So that is it for the containers.
The next topic is databases, but we'll move to analytics because the speaker having a special request. We'll come back to database. The Lord speaker.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amit Seth. I'm CEO and founder of AWS. Fortunately, we've been fortunate enough to try a lot of the services firsthand, which got launched in reInvent. Before I begin my session, one of the good things that I want to point out where AWS is being prominent and leader in this particular space is their adaptability and their listening skills of knowing what customer wants. Some of the things that you see, for example, S3 metadata, someone did this earlier. We develop certain steps, certain things for our customers to get that thing done now. And with this reInvent release, that is a native feature available in S3 now, right? So that has been one of the very good thing with AWS. They keep on listening to their customers, and that's how whenever you see certain features that are getting launched, right? Every time, a lot of this are pain areas which customers are investing a lot of time to develop it, and that's why you see a lot of things that gets aligned and gets published every year. Okay. So one of the major things that I see, S3 metadata was an S3 tables and S3 metadata was one of the good features that I saw was very essential for any data engineers. But other than that, if you're using Apache Kafka or NSK, okay, they have adopted new brokers as well, which would help you to get things done faster. That's one thing. Your recovery time would be very, very faster. So you can scale up things. I don't know whether a lot of you would have used, anyone who's used Zookeeper? Yes. So you know how critical it is to work with brokers, right? And when it comes to features like this, you know a lot of your pain areas will be addressed, right? Apart from that, I don't know how many of you use firewalls here. No one else? Okay, then this is one of the services that a lot of us should explore. Okay, when this was launched, okay, it was kind of speculated in a very heavier cost-centric services, but of lately, that has been improvised like crazy. Okay, and another pain areas as a data engineer, if you do, is CDC. CDC is change data capture, which means that every now and then, whenever there is a change in your data inside of the whatever steps that you're doing, those changes transparently being tracked and collected if you are using any kind of a centralized analytics services. Okay. So one of the native features that AWS has launched now is for having support for CDC with Postgres and MySQL, both natively within firehose. Okay. So if you are having any data sources from where you are collecting data from any of your Postgres or MySQL instances, now you can do that natively within firehose. A lot of you wouldn't know that firehose is one of the services that I usually recommend to my customers. Very cost-effective solutions now. Okay, so one of the things that I recommend whenever we need to transfer data at a regular interval, if you are using any kind of a real-time streaming, apart from Kafka, one of the things that you should consider is having a data firehose service. Okay. Yes. Again, see, most of the analytics services or data engineering side of stuff is being majorly focused around how do we improvise two things. Operational efficiency, which means that providing and adding features which help you to do things faster. Second, scalability. Whatever things that are being added, right? How can you scale up? Because there have been cases where there are limitations on whatever services that we are using. Now, these are the two major areas where you will see a lot of features were introduced. So there are no, kind of a services, a new addition to the existing stack, but a lot of these features are focused on those two major aspects, scalability and operational efficiency. One of the things that they've added is this Amazon KDS Kinesis data streams on-demand mode. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of on-demand mode? Another challenge is, and I don't know if anyone has faced this, for example, if you're connecting with Salesforce, SAP, there are cases month-end billings are there, right? Month-end updates are there. You will see a lot of frequent updates during those peak timings, right? A lot of other solutions take more time for you to ingest the data in. Versus, if you're using services like this, it will help you to scale up and down based on those, off-peak hours, but unincidental, peaks that you see. So one of those things that you could do easily with this Kinesis data streams auto mode. Okay, one of my very dear service, AWS Glue, and I know a lot of you. How many of you are working specifically on data engineering side of things? 1, 2, a lot of you. Okay, so if you're working in data engineering side of things, AWS Glue is a prime service that everybody utilizes, right? So from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, there were major changes. Native data quality, native data lineage, a lot of stuff they had added. With 5, okay, one of the things that they have highlighted, as I said, see, apart from this, they are focusing around how do we bake in AIs into a lot of native stuff, right? So if you have seen AWS Glue 4.0, on the operational side of things, they brought in centralized dashboard where you can track all the, your runs and DPUs and consumptions and everything. Plus, native Spark UI was there in Spark, this Glue 4.0. With 5.0, they have integrated with Q as well, which means that if I'm running my Glue as a script, okay, if I'm utilizing this service, whatever things that I've built, if I want to operationally optimize it, I can utilize inbuilt AI to get that thing done, assess what optimization we could do. Yep. Okay. AWS Clean Rooms, I don't know how many of you have heard about this service? Not a lot. I was expecting. Okay. So, fortunately, unfortunately, this is not a new service, but AWS is not being promoted this service with, with larger extent. But if you are working on data engineering side of stuff, and if you have a need to extend this particular data set to a third party or within your enterprise, you have multiple business units, and then you want to see that I don't want to basically expose the whole data set, or I want to expose a data set but with limited information, right? That's where AWS Clean Room is a service that you should explore. Okay, if you are a fan of implementing if you are a fan of implementing data mesh in general, right? You want to create different rooms in terms of your internal data assets, then a clean room is a service that you should explore. Again, one of the features that they have added this time with clean rooms particularly is their ability to do custom modeling. Okay, again, an interface towards custom modeling needs AI and ML workloads. So if you want to utilize your data assets that you build within clean rooms and you want to expose that to your models, you could do that now. Okay. Yes. Okay. I don't know how many of you use SageMaker. Oh, I see you. Okay. So if you have not used, then this new flashy UI or the native or integrated features that they have launched may not make full sense. But see, SageMaker is a native interface that AWS has built, where you can run a lot of your AI and ML workloads. Okay, you can do an inference as well. You can host your own models and expose that to multiple services within your AWS interface. One of the major things that they have done this time is overall makeover of your SageMaker UI as well. And one of the things that I like is launching SageMaker Lakehouse. Okay, how many of you use AWS Lake Formation? Oh, okay, so now what you can do is you can basically create your own lake house within SageMaker, okay, and expose it with SQL Redshift or wherever you want to put your workloads with. Okay, so one of the things that SageMaker has, if you're not using lake formation, if you're using SageMaker as your centralized AI and ML workloads, you can create a separate lakehouse within SageMaker itself. Okay. Earlier, we could basically bring in data from the lake formation data that we are bringing in. But now, within SageMaker UI itself, you can create your own custom models. You can create your own custom data assets as well. You can now create your custom lakehouse as well. Okay. As I said, Vue 5.0, good amount of changes. One of the major things that they have done is they have put up a lot of upgrades towards the native interfaces that you usually see. So Spark, Python, Java, Houdin, Iceberg, Data Lake, all those native features that you usually see would be pre-baked in. I don't know whether, how many of you use Houdin in general? Anyone? Okay. So Houdin, earlier, so with Vue 4.0, Houdin was external interface, managed by AWS, but not natively available. Okay. They brought in Houdin in 4.0. Now with this 5.0 version of Vue, you can basically utilize the latest version of Houdin as well. Okay, if you're using any workloads and looking for a lot of those features, you can utilize that. Yep. And I think QuickSight, I know a lot of you would have explored this service. And AWS is basically working towards bringing kind of an interface where you simply talk to an interface and get the fancy analysis done directly. Okay. Now another thing that they have added is scenario analysis. So I don't know if you have used function of Tableau data stories. I don't know how many of you use Tableau. Yes, so you know, like in Tableau you have those data stories where you can create different versions of different scenarios, as in what filter I set versus what stories I'm creating, right? Similar to that, you can utilize Schema to create your stories in form of scenario analysis within QuickSight as well. Okay, so that's a feature that you should explore. Yes, so one of the things that we built internally, and that's another tool that we have as well on governance, but AWS has brought in a lot of good things as well. So if you're using AWS for your data engineering needs, one of the major challenges, me as a data engineer, is where my data is flowing and what is the impact of it. Impact means, so usually what happens is, if you're using Tableau, if you're using QuickSight, anything for your reporting, right? it gets powered on from, let's say, 5 different tables. Okay, how do you track that? If your one of the table or one of the pipeline gets failed, what is the impact of it? In an enterprise version or an enterprise setup, you have 100, 200, 500 reports, right? Usually what happens is data analyst comes and says, here, these reports are not working. And that's a data engineer gets to start to work here and what all tables, what all pipelines have failed, right? Data lineage is a tool which gets you visual ability to see and track where your data is flowing, from source to destination, from consumption, from modelings, whatever you're using, you can basically track everything from a single interface. That's what the usage of data lineage is. One of the cool features, one of the features that we wanted to see, and that's really cool for us to get this. Other than that, a lot of things are there, but as I said, to me, highlight was support of Iceberg in form of S3 data tables. If you're working in data engineering, one of the main things that you do is you traverse everything in Iceberg, put it in packet format in S3, and then utilize it in lake formation, right? Now, with this S3 data tables, a lot of features, a lot of metadata natively be there, and you don't have to do a lot of movement into your data. With that, I'll rest my case. If any questions, do ask. Yes. Okay, good question. Okay, see, I've been working on AWS services for almost 10 years now. Okay, one of the things that I have learned, the way AWS mindset works, I'm talking from an external perspective. I don't know what happens inside. Actually, it would be best to answer on that. But what I've seen is, when you see any new service being added, right, it will not be cost effective. From monetary perspective, it will not be their primary focus. But over the course of next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will see that the cost part would go drastically down. And that's where their thought process that I've seen so far working with AWS services. Okay, so this is relatively very new service. Their prime focus is about giving a native support of Iceberg, and that's what they have done. Of course, earlier, see, if I talk about initially when S3 was connected with data lake as well, there was massive cost impact. Then they changed it to Glue data catalog, and from there they revised the costing. They differentiated costing as well between S3 get calls versus Glue tables. Right. Similarly, I expect that this is going to happen. So cost-wise, yes, at this point in time, S3 tables are gonna be that service which would put a bang on your pocket. But as I said, initially it will be there. Later on, it should get improvised. Any other questions from anyone? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ankit.
Okay, so for next section, database, I would like to invite Mr. Manthan Tripathi to come to the stage and present this. Oh, sorry, that's me. Yeah, a much needed break. I know there was a lot of things discussed in this half an hour, and all of you might be filled with a lot of information, so that was a break. After this small laugh break, we will do some exercise. Okay, so who are using databases? Yeah, I know everyone is using it, and I want everyone to raise their hand. That's one part of exercise. Now, second question: how many of you are using database in AWS? Again, mostly everyone, right? So there are few announcements from AWS on the databases which might be helpful for you. And before going into those announcements, I would like to ask few questions regarding the concepts that we are going to cover here. Okay. How many of you are using sharding replication? Okay. One or two of you. Okay. So a sharding is something when you are replicate your data. You have one master node and then the other slave nodes are there, and then whenever you write your data to the master node, your data will be updated to the slave node, right? Everyone might have you have heard about this in the college if you are not using it. So what happens in the replication is that when you write to the master node, it has to come to the slave nodes and write and then come back. Now there are two different strategies for that. One is active and the other is active passive, right? So first active passive. Those two are also having a conceptual link. So strong consistency and eventual consistency. And eventual consistency means that you write it to the master, and then it will come to the slave in the asynchronous manner. Okay, it will not directly come to the slave, but an active is strong consistency means that when you write to a master, it will come to the slave, and then only it will mark that particular transaction as committed. So basically, before going back and confirming that this write is completed, it has already written that thing into all the states, right? So that's about the application. Okay. So first is the Amazon MemoryDB multi-region. Now MemoryDB, do you guys know what is anyone is using MemoryDB? Okay. So MemoryDB is a service for using caching, right? In this era of high availability, where everybody is trying to get their data as soon as possible. If 3 microsecond is possible, I will not go for 5 microsecond, right? So that's the thing. And for that, many of us are using Redis caching, right? And MemoryDB is the same thing, which is on AWS. Now the new updates in Amazon MemoryDB is that now it supports active configuration mode. Okay, which is in the Valky, which is an open source version of Redis. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, that earlier you were only able to do eventual consistency, but now we have strong consistency. That when you write to one of the caching nodes, before it comes back to you, it has already updated the other caching nodes. Now, what is the need of this? What is the need of this active syncing? We can do that eventual consistency as well, right? So, can anyone answer what is the need of this active?
Maybe when we are performing a load balancing, or maybe when we are having a like input scaling, and if we don't use the TP session, right? So in that case, maybe the next time when we are doing we try to do the cache another cluster, and that other time if you don't see your keys access to that, maybe we can go to that or maybe we go to the database to do the data. So at that point of time we do this. We have to do like unique cache so that we have the data.
Thank you so much. So he has covered almost everything, but one major point, which is disaster recovery, right? So if you are having multiple active nodes, and or if your one of the node is not working, your another node might start working, and then it will also have the latest data. It will not have any stale data. So that's the benefit of active replication. The next is Oracle database at AWS. That's the biggest announcement, right? Oracle database up to now we were not able to use it, but now Oracle database is also there in the AWS. However, this is very much in the preview mode and it is only available in one region. but we can use it now. We also have to do a request. So there's a request that we need to do for Oracle database, and then once your request is approved, you will be able to access it in your AWS management console. Right. So again, the same thing, strong consistency, multi-region into Amazon DynamoDB. Right. Any of you are using DynamoDB? Yes, there are a few of you. So DynamoDB is a managed NoSQL from Amazon, and it works well with any number of records, and it's a serverless database basically, serverless NoSQL database. So it can scale, it is also having high availability. Now one more thing added into that, which is a strong consistency. The same thing, active replication. So when you host a DynamoDB global tables, it will be it will have multi-region strong consistency. Okay, again this is very limited. It is only available in 3 regions and for public viewing. You can see that testing strong consistency. It is only available in some of the regions. All right. Moving to the next thing, Amazon Aurora DSQL. Right. So as I mentioned about DynamoDB, it's a serverless and it is very much capable. But we don't have something similar for the SQL, the RDBMS, right? Now we have it. It is DSQL, distributed SQL, serverless distributed SQL databases, and that also supports active distributed architecture with the 99.99 single region point of failure, and then 99.999, which is like one transaction out of 100,000 might get an error. But this is a pretty big number. Yeah, and this ensures that all reads and writes to any regional endpoints are strongly consistent. And as I mentioned, it's a serverless, so you can expand into any number of GBs if you want, and quickly. Right? So, yeah, there are other announcements for databases, and that ends the database section. Is there any question? Okay. We'll move to the next section, networking and content delivery. For this, I would like to invite Mr. Piyush.
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this evening. So I will cover the announcement of networking and content. So the first one is CloudFront now support the VPC network. So if you are running any application which has this VPC support, so now you can use the CloudFront and you can develop the application. So you can get benefit of reduced latency. So integrate firewall for security, and so you can integrate the AWS field for reverse protection. And also you can use other features of the VPC application. Next is one of the great sessions like mentioned, like AWS is customer, right? So this is the most required feature. Now you can directly select VPC from CloudFront. Like if you have any issues before this release, if you want to use the CloudFront, your original backend must be publicly accessible. Right? So with this release, you can, if you have any private endpoints inside the VPC, you can directly use it as the original required feature. Otherwise, you have to